Hey everybody, it's Henry here with your February general report for the astrology and in particular the eastern side of the United States. We have the natal chart number 1 to look at transits of the current astrology to that chart. Thank you for listening. I'm a little tired right now. I'm slower than normal, but I think we just gotta look at it and go through it. Didn't prepare very much for this. Just really briefly looking over it. But be what that may, we're gonna kind of follow a certain formula and see what we can see from that. So. Guys, I thank you for watching my video. Looks like my astrology videos are reaching people I don't know through means I don't know, the YouTube algorithm, people searching. So however you guys are finding these videos, whoever you are, thank you for listening. I hope they're a blessing to you. I hope you're getting some real insight. So anyway, thanks for watching. It's pretty cool that I'm influencing people that I don't know from around the world. So we're just going to jump right in. So we kind of talked about the ending of this week up until February 2nd in the transiting video. And you can see that I don't have my moon transits turned on. Well, there's just too many transits, and the moon, while, the most the manifestor of what we see and what's most immediate to us, is somewhat ephemeral. We're going to look over the moon because the moon has to go through some pretty difficult aspects, especially the next week. But we're really going to look at the transits to the natal chart and the transiting aspects as best we can. So let's go over here to the chart and take a look. So I've got Pluto turned on. I've got the outer planets turned on. It's really a difficult situation. It's almost 2 grand crosses all in the fixed signs. If we had a planet, the grand cross in the fixed signs, or the fixed signs and the common signs, if we had a planet in Virgo, which the moon will be, and if we had a planet in Scorpio, which the moon also will be. So it's pretty crazy intense. This, I don't really want to talk about current events, but it's extreme, and I think people are going to lose a lot. Well, of course, we're talking about all the market speculation, but it looks pretty shady, with Venus going over Pluto. Shady on both sides. People think the hedge funds are in the wrong. People think people are in the wrong. It's just shady, But we don't really got to dig into that. We got better stuff to talk about than that. So let's just go through here. Look at the moon transit. Go by tens of hours here. So the moon, it's really nice in Virgo and Libra for the first bit. It really does look pretty nice. But then we get to moon in Scorpio, which is the beginning of challenges, it looks like, and there's some illusions with Neptune and some power and control dynamics with Pluto there after Venus has moved into Aquarius. So that, and the square to Mercury retrograde. So if it's going to be a weird day, looks like, especially if you're doing some high stakes stuff, which I'm not your advisor, but I don't really recommend. But okay, let's see. So the end of that sign looks like at least the moon doesn't go void of course until the last 5 degrees after the square to Mercury, it looks like. Which is what's the last aspect? Moon Pluto. Okay, so the last aspect is Moon Pluto. Um, the February 5 might be a little extreme. That whole moon through Scorpio looks pretty tough. But looks like the sun's in alignment with the north node and the south node. So by this time we get into the Sagittarius with the moon, we'll probably have found a new balance. But if you were really extremely unbalanced to one side, it might really take some serious rebalancing. But so the moon passes over the south node and then goes void. All right. Sorry, we just don't have much time to really think about this if we want to talk about everything. So the moon trines Uranus, some innovative changes, it looks like, really doing some serious work. It all depends on your chart, what you're doing, but energetically, we can see that everything is moving into Aquarius. So we're really picking up on Aquarius every day, except every day after this moon in Virgo transit and the moon in Capricorn transit. All those other days are really heavy with the Aquarius themes, which, Aquarius is kind of dark, it's kind of eccentric, it's kind of in the background, and with all these other planets there, they're all adding their own signification, so it could really mean a lot of different things depending on your chart. And I say that, if you don't know, because every sign has a rulership of a house in someone's natal chart depending on the time that they were born. So depending on the time or the sign that was rising in the east, you can see which sign had rulership over which house of heaven at that time. So it really, if you study it, it can tell you a lot about what areas of your life are controlled by different planets and energies and the whole scheme of rulerships and so on. But so Aquarius is a big theme. Aquarius, Taurus, struggle. But it looks like trying to find the alignment with that. Mercury is looking for that. Mercury going backwards, applying to Jupiter. And is Mercury going to meet Jupiter? No, it's going to be... So here's a cool thing. We could talk about this, but we should talk about it now because we won't be able to see it in the calendar mode. Mercury is applying to Jupiter there, but Venus passes over Jupiter before it can reach it, which is called, I think, frustration. There might be another word, but it means that the energies are going to switch, and it's really not a bad one, because Jupiter Venus is two of the benefic planets, and they're not being badly aspected by Mars. It looks like they're not really. So they're in Saturn's house. Saturn is strong, so I mean, this could be really something really amazing could happen in your life. I think a lot of people could really see get a sense of reward and let's see, like getting the message about where you're expanding with your rewards and so on. Say if you had like a really strong manifestation during the moon in Leo transit, you might be seeing more of that now that Venus is caught up there, and so the moon is also there. Oh, so okay, that's really, so I think this moon in Aquarius transit is gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be definitely a lot of different themes, but the moon is like manifesting what we need to move forward in those areas. So the moon is a new moon in Aquarius. Yeah, we're really gonna feel that, starting a new page. All right, so the moon goes through, Mercury retrograde passes Venus, moon in Pisces. It's got some support from Mars, who's pretty far into Taurus now. Mars really moved quickly through some of those degrees of Taurus. It looks like it wasn't only a few days, so Mars is moving pretty fast. That could be really good if you've got a more Mars job, or if you need a Mars transit for something. It's a better time. We'll probably see something happen in the market this day, because it's coming off of the first sextile, come up to the first quarter square. Once the moon gets into Gemini here. So, but yeah, there's a good opportunity here, I think. It's really nice manifestation here at this point. Could be really nice. There's a lot of square energy, and Venus is now squaring Mars, and we're gonna have to get into the grit of the transits there, but just looking kind of at the surface with the moon, it's not that bad. It doesn't look to be terrible. The first, the moon through Scorpio transit looks like the worst of the moon stuff for the month. So yeah, like the third, the fourth, the fifth maybe might be super intense for a lot of people, especially if you have a lot of planets in the fixed signs or in Scorpio. This might be really personal for you. So this moon in Cancer transit looks really nice. Cancer's been feeling kind of cold to me lately, but I feel like it'll really be different. It'll be a really different comfortability here. That'll be, the sun, Neptune, that'll be really sweet. We might get a little too in our comfort zone here and have a chance of I don't want to say a rude awakening, but just like cold hard reality kind of comes in, and we gotta get moving. And Mars is in the alignment with Pluto now too, so you could really make some dynamic changes. It's a movable sign. Yeah, if there's anything you just gotta like get done, like one off, like a bunch of different things, movable signs are good for that. So it could be pretty cool. All right, so then we're back with the T-square, but it's not with Mars this time, and it's not with the Sun. Yeah, it's with Saturn. It's with Saturn and Uranus, so we're probably going to really start picking up on the Saturn-Uranus square more at this time, around this fun sort of Leo mood. Saturn is restrictive. It's the restructuring in society. Uranus is shocking things in the financial sector, shocking things in things that are normally fixed, like farm, land, money, basic pleasure, and so on. So it might, I don't know. I'll leave you to that. We'll get to that on the transiting. I just kind of wanted to run over the moon real quick, so it's like on my mind while we do the planetary transits. Okay, so Venus, Mars trine Pluto, Leo. Okay, wow, so the moon doesn't do very much void of course here, but it immediately opposes Venus when it goes into Pisces. All right. When did Mercury stop retrograding? The 21. So it doesn't get as far as Saturn. Mercury doesn't go as far as Saturn. That's pretty good to remember. But it's going to move forward. And it's around this time. So yeah, that's a pretty, Mercury will stop retrograding. it's in contact with the North Node and Jupiter. It really could be really good, man. It could be really good. I'm really excited for this month. It looks like things are gonna really start rolling. So I pray to God for His favor to use it the right way. So, all right. So we got this far. It's pretty much what we're in right now. A month later with the moon there, with the nodes. Neptune is squaring the nodes the entire time this is going on. Neptune's a really strong background energy, just bringing in some strangeness. Like just weird, I don't know, weird stuff going on. But so let's see, we'll get all the way through February here. So all right, so we come to the full moon in Virgo, which is T square the nodes, trine Uranus. Looks like a big financial day. One way or the other. It's a huge financial day. You can bet on that. Well, do your own research. Don't listen to me. When it comes to that, I don't make money on the stock market. So let's see. But I imagine that theme will really seriously come up. Yeah. So we end off the month with this configuration: Moon opposed Neptune, trine Pluto, trine Mars, trine Pluto. So it's like almost nearly a kite aspect. So Pluto and Neptune are really strong. All right, so that was probably already too much time, but we're gonna, oh my goodness, we're gonna go back and we're gonna look at a whole bunch of these transits here. All right, so I'm pretty much gonna skip what we already talked about. And I don't know how much of these transits we can look through. There aren't that many transits to the natal chart. There's only like 1 or 2 max during the day. But yeah, we're just gonna skim it. So sorry, well, I'm kind of loopy from sleep, lack of sleep. So okay, all right. So we talked about that. Mars square Moon. The Sun square Mars transit, and the Sun. So after all that, so we already talked about that in the last video, right? So now it turns to more Venus themes. So now, it's seriousness about money, it's seriousness about finance. The Sun is aligned to the North Node there. That's really a good thing for whatever you're personally trying to do. But it looks like people are. It's a lot of themes with the money, big themes with the money and the activity and the restrictions and the coming short of money. With the possibility of that, resources, people trying to find their resources in unstable ground, so to speak. And that is really gonna bite a lot of people, and people are gonna get scared. I think get really conservative all of a sudden. But hey, let's look at the first. So Venus goes into Aquarius, and I don't want to get on the internet and read about what the definition of that is, but the value is going to change to this new. It doesn't have to be the new. Aquarius is kind of traditional, in my opinion. A new way of approaching value is going to come in, and it may be more traditionalist, especially with Saturn there. So that's my prediction about that. we get through the 6th there, pretty much. So yeah, like after all those themes, there might be some pretty extreme themes with the money. But okay, before we move on, let's look at Sun square Venus and Venus square Uranus for the Thursday there in Robert Hand's book. So Venus, Sun square Venus. All right. Sun square Venus. Quite pleasant and easy. Pleasure seeking, beauty, love, harmony. People probably do want to take it easy. Oh, that's nice. People just feeling nice. Remember that the moon is in the mix here. That it's kind of the theme is a little strained already because there's a square in that 2020 chart. But self gratification and excess could be possible. Passivity, yeah, that all sounds really likely. People will not want to do much with much effort, but let's see if that gets augmented by Venus here. Some interesting results: excitement and stimulation, flirtatiousness, new experiences. So, that's, I imagine there would be a lot of that too. Yeah, but definitely be careful with your money, and I think people will be picking up on that, especially if there was too much excess. So yeah, those themes just continue through Saturday. And then we come to Venus conjoin the Mars conjoin the Venus of that natal chart. And that's pretty much all we got for Sunday. So probably a lot of stuff with the moon those 2 days, and of course, everybody has their own chart, but Mars conjoin Venus. Let's take a look. I don't think it's going to be that bad. It's most likely to arouse your interest in the opposite sex. A good time to be involved in any creative work that requires physical activity. Abstract or intellectual creation would not satisfy. Yeah, so there's something vigorous in a Venusian sense there, however that falls out for you, just depends. It's gonna fall out for everybody in a different way. But so looks like on the 8th we come to the Mercury Cazimi with the retrograde. Probably get a lot of information. So yeah, Mercury's been retrograding this whole time. So it's just in the mix, but probably by this point Mercury's got a little bit more speed, so there might be less difficulties. And of course Mercury will be incidentally strong, so if you want to make a video on this day or something, probably a great day. I'll probably I'll do my weekly report that day because it'll be incidentally pretty strong, and it's incidentally strong with the nodes all that whole time. So Mercury's really applying to a good position. It's also, once it passes that, it's gonna have to, let's see. Well, it has to go through the square to Mars. So what we're trying to do, Mercury retrograde is definitely looking at something else. Mars wants to move forward. Mercury's moving backwards. So it's a pretty quick transit because Mars is moving forward. Mercury's moving backward. So they just kind of see each other. But Mercury definitely has a message for the way Mars and Taurus is trying to do what he's doing. But we got to get through this report. So Venus conjoined Jupiter. It looks great. As long as the moon isn't really in the way. I don't think it is. I think it at that point it's picking up in a good way. But yeah. So Mercury retrograde square Venus and Taurus for the 2020 chart. It could be some bad news about money. Definitely is a big theme in this scheme here. Okay, but Venus moves over the moon too. So let's definitely take a look at Mercury retrograde square Venus, and Venus conjoin the moon, because those will really combine with Venus conjoin Jupiter in a really pretty tight way, I imagine. Also with Mars in the mix. So let's look at that via Mercury retrograde square Venus and Venus conjoined moon. Mercury square Venus. Probably feel good. Tension in personal relationships. So yeah, Mercury's hashing out some of these things between you and others that need to find compromise and understanding. More themes with just excessive money, excesses in money. It could be a good time, especially with Venus looking at the moon here. I had this with my moon in Capricorn, so I actually remember what it is. It's very sweet, tender. You want to tell people how much you love them, the people you care about. You want to talk to them. You just want to be with them. That's what I remember from that. It was really sweet. It's really, really sweet. Be kind of Aquarian, the character of it in this configuration, though. So, it probably will take on a lot of Aquarian frames. If you can't see anybody right now in person, it'll maybe more pronounced. I don't know. Probably. It certainly will take on that Aquarian theme. Love and affection, a good day to spend pleasantly at home. Domesticity, relations with women, overindulgence. So yeah, just don't be excessive this month. There's a really, I think Saturn is looking at all this and he's like, don't be excessive. don't be too excessive. There's this excessiveness with the money, financial side of things, and Saturn is like the more traditional side of things is maybe it's just saying to exercise some restraint here, because I think that could be difficult. So if you just later on in the month it could be tight, if you just indulge too much. So let's see, Mars sextile Neptune. We should look at that, because that's all up there with Venus there. but I think you can tell what that is. It's pretty easy to imagine what that is. But let's take a look. Mars sextile Neptune. I mean, Venus is in a decent spot. Venus isn't a bad spot. Um, Helping your friends and neighbors would be a good use of this. That feeling in the air, that a lot of energy could go towards helping other people. Um, Charity, just getting back and contemplating and being in divine contemplation, uh, relaxing. Reading the Bible, reading other good esoterica would probably be pretty cool. So, yeah, it looks like a sweet day. All other testimonies concurring. Um, the next day also looks pretty sweet. Venus is getting the message from Mercury about what's going on. And on the next day, Venus has a sort of at odds with her own yearly sense. I don't think that'll be that difficult. Let's take a look at that though, because we just had Venus trine Venus, and it was really, really super sweet. Let's see. Hmm. All right. Normally pleasant could be testing to relationships. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Can you maintain yourself being with the person you love? That's a good question. Um, Tendency to compromise. People might take advantage of other people. Um, this might be more of a time of not doing very much and just feeling it out and considering all of it, especially with Mercury in the mix coming back to Venus. Just kind of sit with it, think about it. Yeah, definitely don't get in a rut of not doing anything. Mars is not going to be in Taurus forever, and I think there will be rewards for having done that sort of thing. So, yeah, definitely watch out for your indulgence again. I don't think people would have supposed that February was going to be such a month of indulgence and so on, but it's what you find out when you look like this. So, all right, guys, we are halfway through there. I am getting sleepy as all get out, but we're gonna try to look at all of it. We're still gonna try to look at all of it. Anyway. All right, so that's the beginning of Sunday morning. You might see that on Saturday night if you're out or with your partner. Mercury retrograde to the moon. I don't really know what that means. We'll have to look at that. Maybe just, I don't know. We'll have to look at that. Mercury conjoined Jupiter. That'll be good. That'll be nice. Venus trine the North Node. That's nice. Jupiter conjoined the Moon. That's all really nice. That's all like, I don't know. I don't even know if I even want to talk about that. Just like live it up, soak it up after so much pain. But anyway, let's look at Mercury retrograde conjoined Moon. Jupiter conjunct Moon. Okay, okay. Now this is Mercury retrograde too, but we just gotta kind of think about that. Best possible time to express your feelings and emotions, but not so favorable for reasoned logic. Tranquil state. Yeah, talking about how this year went down. Probably be a great day for that. Just thinking about it, talking about it, releasing those emotions in a healthy way, not gossiping, but not venting, so to speak, but if you got someone you feel with, you're comfortable with, it might be a good time to just kind of get through some of that grief right now, in my opinion. So I guess we'll think about that more as we get closer to that. But we're talking about Jupiter right now, right? Jupiter conjoin Moon. Extremely positive. Feel emotionally secure, in touch with your feelings, which you can express clearly and honestly, both to yourself and to others. Wow. Yeah, man, guys, girls, this is gonna be a cool time. I think. I hope this is a good time for you guys. Um, Working on your home, personal life, friends and neighbors. Yeah, I want to see people come back together during this time. It really would be really cool, especially like we got these benefics and Mercury going over the moon. Um, it just sounds really, really nice. I don't know. I'm just not seeing that much bad stuff going on during this part of the month. It looks pretty great, guys. Other than Saturn square Uranus. I'm gonna let the other astrologers talk about that. It's it's an all year thing. I'm gonna talk about it too, of course. We just got to get through this. You know what I'm saying? But briefly, it's about like traditions versus shocking things. What's restrictive versus things just kind of coming out. Um, I think we're gonna really learn once this transit happens, um, really what this is about, and we're gonna see in what we can expect for both of their retrogrades this next year. Saturn's gonna square Uranus pretty much all year, so and it's one of the only really major difficult transits we have this year, as far as I know. So it's definitely going to be a learning experience on February the 17th. And then the sun goes into Pisces. Yay! Pisces season. Yay! It's going to be really nice. I really like Pisces season. And oh my goodness, and the Mars is in contact with its natal Mars and the natal Jupiter. And while this wasn't a good condition for Jupiter whatsoever during the revolution, it looks pretty good, especially with Jupiter dispositing that in a good position right now. Yeah, I don't really know what is to complain about that. That looks really like a lot of flow and expansion for whatever you're trying to do in those areas that you were blocked during 2020. Like just really being able to move there and expand there in all those places where it was frustrated. I really hope that comes out for you. That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? But that's what I'm seeing. But Venus is going to square Mars. Sexual tension for sure. That's just the name. That's just part of it. With that, just kind of what Mars is trying. Let's see. Let's take a look at that. So the 19th, February 19. Okay. So February 19, Moon is void of course. It's probably kind of hard. You know, Moon in Taurus. Void of course. Probably just want to take it easy this moment if you can. If you're not working. If you don't feel like you need to work, that'd probably be pretty stressful. But this time. But yeah, Venus is trining Mars. There's no real reception there. Venus isn't in any dignity, particularly, and Mars is in detriment. So, there's going to be some tension there. It might rain on our parade a little bit, but it doesn't have to be bad either. I don't know. I think that one's going to be really dependent on your personal on that day. Okay, so February 20, Saturday, Mercury is going to station direct. The sun is going to get to the place that Mercury was during the natal revolution. Wow, that's pretty cool. So yeah, really probably getting like so many new ideas, so much clarity, just ready to move forward with all this Aquarius stuff. We've seen it twice now. Like we're ready to just like flow into it and just really take care of business. And then looks like Mars is going to trine Pluto while the Pluto of the year. And then Pluto the next day in the transit, the sun is going to hit that node with the trine and sextile the natal Uranus. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a down payment on what's going to happen the rest of the week. You feel me? It's like we're picking up on it. It's kind of starting to happen, but it's kind of like a down payment, and we're going to see the rest of it show up. Okay? Sorry we're not reading it. I am tired. I'm sorry, that's not an excuse because it's just not. But you know what? For the sake of being thorough as anything, let's read every single one of them, okay? All right, so Mars trine Mars, just because these are good transits, we want to make sure we know what to expect, right? Okay. And I'm doing this video right before Mercury retrograde, so we're going to rethink everything about everything. So, but you can at least take a look. And this video might be useful to someone in 2 weeks from now. I don't know. Probably. All right, so what are we looking at? Mars trine Mars. Okay. And then Mars trine Jupiter. Vigorous self-assertion. Yeah, like I was saying, just like without being excessively aggressive, you can make it clear you're willing to work for what you want. So just like that very like that getting it done, just like coming out, like working on your project, starting a project, just getting that project. Like we've kind of come out of the less egoic, more self-indulgent side of things for the month, and we're really just like getting it going for what's going to happen this year. Just resume your work on your project, self-confidence. You could pause it and read that if you so desire. Trine Jupiter, successful and energetic activity. If you don't act recklessly, so yeah, just like tempering that this initiative and drive that we have, so it doesn't get out of control. So yeah, taking a good amount of planning and foresight is really going to be good for the future. And I think we saw that with the sun aligning to the nodes at this time. It's like really a time, future oriented time, like taking activity that's really going to manifest later in a balanced way. So you don't overtax yourself, etc. Yeah, I'll probably come back and read that later myself. All right, so Sun conjoined Mercury. Let's see. So this is the day that Mercury goes direct. Yep, Mercury is definitely emphasized at this time. Yep. New business. So yeah, there's really a possibility of getting the ball rolling in a lot of different areas with this. And the mercurial side can really get done. So you can like get things started energetically the first couple days, and then kind of do the business communications paperwork, communicating, all that stuff can start to come out. After that, time to make plans. Yeah, we've kind of gotten started. Now we want to make sure we have a good, diligent plan to carry us through as Mercury goes past all these planets again, and then comes to where it is for the annual revolution. So, all right. Okay. Oh, what happened? Okay, my chart just glitched. Okay. We're getting close. All right. So that Pluto thing. So we've really got the Sun sextiling Uranus and Pluto for the last year. So it's like really kind of like bringing up those themes from like what Pluto and Uranus represented last year, bringing those up, and then we're gonna like really see them happen the next day, if you can accept that. All right, so Mars trine Pluto. I had this highlighted. Okay. Good time to make reforms in your life, become more effective in changing the world. Yeah, Pluto's about changing, transforming, like deep changes, and when it's used well. Stimulus to ambitions, subtle. So yeah, just like you can really get a lot of ambitious stuff done, or just initiating that in a good way. You know, this is a trine between fixed Taurus and cardinal Pluto, based on the signs. So yeah, I mean, Pluto might want to initiate some stuff behind the scenes. So yeah, definitely read this for yourself and think about it, because I mean, it's not for you specifically, it's just kind of how it's falling out for people in general. So especially with the transit for the whole world. Yeah, so a good opportunity for growth and maturity here. You know, it's there. You know, definitely don't discount it. Venus goes into Pisces. Wow. So the Pisces vibes are really strong. We skipped the Sun sextile Uranus. So Sun in Pisces, Uranus in Taurus. You know, let's just be thorough. Let's get it. Let's do it. I think might be really valuable for somebody. Let's see. more interesting, not a terribly frightening or shocking way. Yeah, just everyday encounter. Like, it'd just probably be a really interesting time. You know, curiosity, imagination, catching on to themes and trends. It could be a few new, like a wave of new trends during this time. Good time to make changes. Yeah, it really is a good time to make changes. But in your immediate surroundings, that's a good point. With the sun, it's kind of where you dwell. So if your life has become too ordered and static at this time, you can shake it up. So, and if you don't overindulge yourself too much during this month, it'll be easier to have the means to comfortably make these changes. So, you know. All right. So Venus in Pisces. All right, that's gonna be nice. It's gonna be Venus is exalted in Pisces. It's really sweet. Okay, so definitely an interesting day on Thursday. Definitely. Jupiter square Venus. Not a bad transit. Pretty great, honestly. Let's see. Can create within you genuine warmth of feeling and the desire to give and express love to others. Unfortunately, it can also make you unenterprising and passive, so that you wait for things to come. It is very hard to tell which of these two broad classes of response to expect, but generally speaking, the first is more common. Okay. People could be attracting significant others at this time, but it may not be easy. Compulsive feelings, pleasure, it's kind of like the expansive theoretical what are you thinking side of Jupiter with like what Venus likes and enjoys. I think it'll be really personal and meaningful. It doesn't look bad. Looks really nice, honestly. I'd rather have it than not. So then Jupiter comes into the trine with the North Node. Things are moving forward. Things are expanding. Things are just really able to move at this point. We are close. Okay, so we got two more things. All right, so Venus conjoin Mercury, and Mercury conjoin the moon going forward. So we already saw this transit. We already talked about it. Just a different flavor. Mercury is just doing something different job. Moving forward with these things now, we can kind of talk about how 2020 was. What are we going to do in the future? Like, wow, like the spring is almost here, like we can really, really get some good communication about how it felt to be in the isolation or the alienation, or how just what this year was like. It was in so many different levels. The pain, the difficulties of what people were going through, like in the past 5 years. Those haven't totally gone away, but I think we're gonna really have a moment to really talk about like just how it felt and how we're gonna go forward from that. But in the morning, Venus conjoined Mercury, so just like really like just enjoying the way we want to communicate is how I'm gonna talk about that. But we'll look at that. Venus conjoin Mercury. Light topics, hard to take things seriously. So it's a Pisces Venus Mercury energy. So it's like fun, mutable, just changing, just really, we might kind of block, like we can maybe we really did with Mercury retrograde. We really like dealt with like the serious side of you know, feeling that out, and maybe it's more lighthearted at this point. Pleasure trips, visiting people, see the countryside. Yeah, that sounds so sweet, man. Man, if you can get out in the countryside that day and just like take in the scenery, take in the clouds, take in the sky. Wow, that sounds like a good day, man. All other things considered. But commercial transactions, entertainment, yeah, like with movies and so on, if that's your field, um, probably be a really great day for you. Definitely read that for you. Um, okay. Venus aligns to the North Node of 2020 chart. Where we're finding our reward and our pleasure. It's really aligned. It's different. Venus is aligned to the Uranus. It's going to be going into March. So we might be looking for something different, pleasure-wise, in a Piscean way, which would be sweet. It'll be sweet. It'll be really sweet. We can, because that's the last one, and I want to be thorough. We're gonna look at it. Venus sextile Uranus. Oh my goodness! Wow, we made it, guys. If you made it this far, thank you. And definitely, I'll be thinking about this. How I did this report this month. I'll be considering it, and by the time I make a new report, you know, I'll be able to probably do it a bit better for you all. So, what are we looking at right now? I am just about to fall asleep. Venus sextile Uranus. Okay. Exciting break from routine. Stimulation in friend groups. Avoiding boring stuff. Yeah, it'll be different. It'll be a really different sort of way to find enjoyment and so on. A party. Yeah, other testimonies concurring. We'll get to that. We'll think about that party at the end of the month when we get there. But yeah, guys, like tons of stuff with Venus this month, stuff with Jupiter, stuff with Mercury. It's really not that bad. Like the difficult things I'm seeing, it's like Venus trine or Venus square Mars. Cats and dogs kind of vibes. You know what I mean? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus type disagreements. But, it could be sweet too. So, because I just see like a lot of really, really good positive possibilities for getting ahead. If your work, if you were frustrated with 2020, yes, likely you were, it really is going to move forward, guys. Like, it really is. So, and there's no like bad aspects to Mercury retrograde, really, other than the natal aspects, and I think Mars, right? So, yeah, might be a little uncomfortable. Really, really, guys, like this past week was this like first few days is really the difficult stuff. So, be conscientious. Don't play with your money. Don't overindulge yourself to the point where you're missing out on what you really want. That seems like the lessons of the planets for this week or this month. So, yeah, do I really got anything else to talk about? We really hit it. I'm sure this video is like 10 hours long now. Okay, let's just kind of, now that we know all that, let's just kind of look at, what's going on. So yeah, February 17, Mars and Venus are kind of at odds there. It looks a little extreme. But, that's it. Then you get the trines. Then with the sun, Pisces, it's pretty sweet time there, you know. So, guys, just stay trusting God. Praise God for all the good He's gonna bring this month. It looks good. Um, if you have a lot of energy in the fixed signs, it might be kind of hard. I've got 3 planets in Leo, so I mean everything is opposing my sun sign, but oppositions can be good too, as we saw with the full moon. It's been pretty nice. So you guys, I hope it goes good for you. And I'll be catching you for the weekly report on Monday, I think, because it'll be looks like a nice day. Other testimonies concurring. So thank you guys. God bless you. I hope God will turn His face towards you and give you peace and understanding and wisdom in Jesus' name. So have a good one, guys.